Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. Today I am back to using my very old favorite, and really I still love gelatos so much. You really can do so much with it, and I wanted to try these out with my new found love, which is Megan Wells' technique for painting. And then painting over the background. So anyways, if you haven't seen what I'm talking about, you can check out my art journal page from last week. It is on my playlists here on YouTube. But today, instead of using acrylic paints to lay down this foundational background, I'm using gelatos with a finger dauber. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my gelatos, putting them down, scribbling them down on a non-stick craft mat. I use the one by K-Craft. Very much enjoy it, and it has been through the ringer, but stood the test of time. And then I'm taking the gelato, scribbling them down on this non-stick craft mat and lifting them up with these finger daubers. They are basically just a round plastic tube where you can put your finger in, and it has a bit of foam at the top that you can then pick up color with and transfer it onto the page. It's not extremely expensive, but yeah, so there's that. So I've just literally, and this looks like a hot mess, I took 3 colors and I just laid it down there on the page. Now, if any of you have worked with gelatos, you know that it's a little tricky to write over the waxiness of it, especially the metallic colors. They don't like pen over it. There are 2 methods to contra this. One is to take a baby wipe and just wipe over it. The risk with that one is that you risk contaminating the colors, cross-contaminating the colors. So moving the colors over one another, making brown muck, which we don't want. The other is a Multimark Faber-Castell pen. These pens do bleed through, so I wasn't too worried because the page on the back of this is done with acrylics. Acrylics is a good barrier for you to not have bleed through. And I'm literally just sketching out flowers using inspiration from the Wildflower Kit by Illustrated Faith. And I'm just taking those as, sort of an idea. And now I've got this big piece in the middle with this lovely background that I've created. And I kind of know what the idea is. So I'm stamping out this circle stamp. It's like a scribbled circle stamp, so that I have that to write in afterwards. And at first I'm choosing a dark color, but then I'm thinking twice because I don't want to write over it with white. I want to write over it with black because I've already, colored or sketched out my flowers in black. So I'm going for this winter blue in the DecoArt Americana acrylic paint, and I'm using a very thin brush just to go around the outsides or the outlines of this drawn sketch, and I'll then take a bigger brush just now to move over the bigger portions of the background. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. All that to say that it's not about the art, it is about the word. Okay, guys, so we're in Exodus. We're continuing our Exodus study this morning, and Exodus 23 and 24 has us looking on a lot of continuing with the rules, I want to say. And in my previous video, I spoke about why the rules are good for us, that it's not to punish us, but that really it is to guide us and to keep us safe. And so even here, God speaks of if we follow his commands, we have the promise of health, the promise of multiplication, plenty in our lives. Now, let me tell you, coming from a person who seriously battled to fall pregnant, this was a hard verse for me. It says, none of your women will miscarry, you won't be barren. And I was like going into that place where I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? Why is this not happening for me? And even now with my health struggles, I'm continuously worrying, is it something I did? Is it something that I need to fix? Is there something I need to repent of? But I realized that this is God. He isn't moved by my little worries. He knows the end from the beginning. And by that, I'm not saying he doesn't care for me. It's just that he's not moved by my insecurities and my fears and my doubts. He knows the end from the beginning. He's got it down. I'm just taking the Multimark in an M size here to now go over my outlines and have this picture brought together quickly. And that's what, as I was studying this, I was just realizing that God knows the end from the beginning. This big, what looked like a hot mess in my background is turning into a beautiful picture. And that is the point of view from which God looks at us when he gives us these promises linked to these rules, these blessings linked to these rules. He promises us that he knows best. We only need to trust in him. And so this promise that I wrote down here from this Exodus 23, it says, I will give you the full number of your days. God knows. He knows how many days he's given for me. And I need only live each one of them out in full. I need to trust God and live each day as if it is for God and as if it is my last. And that's what I'm doing. So I will see you again soon. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.